Norns Web. The northern goddesses of fate, who were called Norns, were no wise subject to the other gods, who might neither question nor influence their decrees. They were three sisters, probably descendants of the giant Norvi, from whom sprang Not. As soon as the Golden Age was ended, and sin began to steal even into the heavenly homes of Asgard, the Norns made their appearance under the great ash Yggdrasil, and took upon their abode near the Urda fountain. According to some mythologists, their mission was to warn the gods of future evil, to bid them make good use of the present, and to teach them wholesome lessons from the past. These three sisters, whose names were Urd, Verdandi, and Skuld, were personifications of the past, present, and future. Their principal occupations were to weave the web of fate, to sprinkle daily the sacred tree with water from the Urda fountain, and to put fresh clay around its roots, that it might remain fresh and evergreen. Some authorities further state that the Norns kept watch over the golden apples which hung on the branches of the tree of life. Experience and knowledge allow none but Idun to pick the fruit, which was that with which the gods renewed their youth. The Norns also fed and tenderly cared for two swans, which swam over the mirror-like surface of the Urda fountain. And from this pair of birds, all the swans on earth are supposed to be descended. At times, it is said, the Norns clothed themselves with swan plumage to visit the earth, or sported like mermaids along the coast and in various lakes and rivers, appearing to mortals from time to time, to foretell the future or give them sage advice. The Norns sometimes wove webs so large that while one of the weavers stood on a high mountain in the extreme east, another waded far out into the western sea. The threads of their woof resembled cords and varied greatly in hue, according to the nature of the events about to occur, and a black thread tending from north to south was invariably considered an omen of death. As these sisters flashed the shuttle to and fro, they chanted a solemn song. They did not seem to weave according to their own wishes, but blindly, as if reluctantly, executing the wishes of Orlok, the eternal law of the universe, an older and superior power who apparently had neither beginning nor end. Two of the Norns, Urd and Verdandi, were considered to be very beneficent indeed, while the third, it is said, relentlessly undid their work, and often, when nearly finished, tore it angrily to shreds, scattering the remnants into the winds of heaven. As personifications of time, the Norns were represented as sisters of different ages and characters. Urd, also known as Verd or Weird, appearing very old and decrepit, continually looking backward, as if absorbed in contemplating past events and people. Verdandi, the second sister, young, active and fearless, looked straight before her, while Skuld, the type of the future, was generally represented as closely veiled, with head turned in a direction opposite to where Urd was gazing, and holding a book or scroll which had not yet been opened or unrolled. These Norns were visited daily by the gods, who loved to consult them, and even Wotan himself frequently rode down to the Urda fountain to bespeak of their aid, for they generally answered his questions, maintaining silence only about his own fate and that of his fellow gods.